Hey folks, Jonathan here. Did the plug wires, put a coil on this thing, did not change it one bit whatsoever. So realized that I figured it was probably the carburetor when the secondaries was coming in, because it seemed to be running better at lower RPM and mechanical secondary, so we decided to jump on it and see if it's a fuel system problem. That's what we're doing now. Okay, carburetor's part, it kind of reminds me of an old Rochester 4-jet, but what we've got, we know the primary is working fine. Primary is this side. Accelerator pump's working fine. The jets are fine. Metering rod's coming down. There's going to be one-way check valve in here for your accelerator pump. We've got a power valve. There's the metering rods come down. Accelerator pump don't look the best, but it'll be fine. We've got dual floats just like the 4-jet, if I remember right. But I think the only thing that can be our problem is these jets right here. This will be the secondary side, and I don't know if they're stopped up or what. We're going to check that out now and see if we can get it figured out. Okay, we're putting the carburetor back together. I just wanted to show you something here. Here's the bolts that hold the top on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, I think it's 18 total, something like that. I'm not starting over. Anyway, they didn't want the top to come off. Okay, I worked on the wiring on this last night and got it figured out. Got the key switch working. I do have a key for it, but we've got to find the piece that holds it in, the bezel that goes around it. We're now working on taking the seat out. I'm going to take this by somebody that covers seats and just see what kind of price I get on it. If not, I'm going to have to break the sewing machine out and go ahead and see what we can do, but we're going to go and get started on these floors and see if we can get all this wrapped up. It looks a lot better under the seat than I thought it was going to. I figured it would be rusted out back under here too, but we'll get it out and get it cleaned out and go from there. Alright, we got another victim of the Studebaker. Must have been friends with the other one. He's been there at least a few days. Okay folks, we pretty much got it cleaned out. That bolt broke. That one. And I ended up cutting that one. This one's out. Same way at the other side, we got two to get out. So the first thing we'll try is to put nuts on these and weld them to it and try to back them out. And then we'll get to work on this floor. Don't look like it's going to be terrible. It's not as bad actually as I thought it was. The main thing is to get this front out and get where we can at least drive. I went to the upholstery shop. The guy actually gave me a decent price on doing the front seat and the two rear bottoms, but he's backed up for 2 months. Looks like we might still be doing it ourselves. So we will see what happens. Okay, looks like somebody has already done the hinge trick on this gas pedal a long time ago. We got this cover over. It's just a snap-on cover. I don't see why, but that does have an S on it. Studebaker. Pretty neat. Be sure and put that back on. Alright, we'll get the gas pedal out of the way. I'm not real impressed with this floorboard. We're going to cut it some. We're just going to replace what we need to replace. I'm not going to come all the way out and clean all this up. And, you know, this is not level with this one. It's kind of a, looks like it goes up and then back down. It's kind of weird. So we'll take this bolt out, the frame mount, and then we'll re-drill through the floor and put a new one in. And I think we'll just come up part of the way here. The lines on this are not even close to being the same as the ones on here. This is a replacement, and it's definitely not it's not a factory correct replacement. I think the ones I hammered was closer than that. But that's the way it goes. But either way, we're going to use it and stick it in there. I don't think it goes over about 4 inches here, so it's not going to cover everything here. We'll have to do a little work, but we'll figure it out as we go. Okay, Noah's starting on this fender, changing it. Here's we'll get it out of the heater duct. He's just taking bolts out until it falls off, I guess. This Fender's in pretty rough shape, so we've got a little work to do on this one before we put it back on, but it's not nearly as bad. And that is probably the only major body part we've got to change, and then everything else gets welded in. I do have 2 of these, but they're painted, they're not chrome, but we'll probably stick them on there anyway, as long as they fit and they're right. And this one's pretty pitted up and bad too, so we're not going for 100% originality anyway, so just want to make a driver. Okay folks, this has got to be a joke, because this is the biggest joke for a floorboard I think I've ever seen. Nothing's absolutely right. It's all got to be completely trimmed and cut, and then you end up with something that's not factory, so I'm almost about ready to toss it. And so you see that it's like it's supposed to be. It says left front floor pan, Studebaker Hawk and Coupe 53 to 64, made in USA, unfortunately. Anyway, I'm going to keep chopping on it and see if we can get it to halfway work where it needs to work. But I mean, for somebody that, you know, buys a set of floorboards and this is supposed to be a direct fit simple for them, you know, it's a joke. Okay, this is the first aftermarket floorboard I've ever messed with. I've always made my own, but the only reason I'm using this one is because it came with the car. But I'm not happy at all with it. I'm going to do some hammering on it to try to make it look like it's supposed to be there, because it's just not right. I did a lot of cutting to get it where I wanted it, and we've got it close, so I think we can work with it. But I'm, you know, like I said, I'm still not happy with it, but that's the way it goes. If I had the steel, I'd go on and do one myself, but I don't have any thin stuff left. Everything I got's thicker, so I'm going to have to pick up a sheet. I have a feeling that other floorboard that we've got for the other side is possibly a different manufacturer. Matter of fact, I know it is. I'll show you. Okay, you see how the cutouts are in it? They're more like the factory. That's exactly, probably like a factory floorboard there. So I think we'll be good with it. We got the full length. It's a little older, but that's the way it should have been. That's the way that other one should have been. So I don't know if this is just a cheap quality or what, but we'll make it do, and then we'll probably replace all that and come down on the other side of the heater and all the way back, and I'll have to build what I need for these foot boxes, if you want to call them that. And then I'll have to hammer one out for back here. So it's not going to be that bad of a job. I think actually a little easier than the other Studebaker, so we'll just keep at it and see if we can get her done. Well, so far we've gotten 2 out. We've got one down here that's giving a hard time. We'll keep trying it. That one's good. So, got my floor tacked where I want it. Now I'm going to cut the old floor out around it, and then go ahead and start getting it permanently in there. Did a little hammering on it to try to make it fit better to the floor anyway. It's not, I might do a little more, maybe up here, and a little more work around here. Alright, we got it all cut. We just got to start peeling stuff out of there. What a mess. Terrible. Alright. Okay, got all this ready to start putting the floor in. and we'll get her tacked in there and we'll go from there. Okay, Noah's got this fender off, and we're going to wait and do some cleanup and stuff, and maybe even throw a quick sandblast on this other fender and weld up some trim holes that don't need to be there and get our holes filled that do need to be there for the Studebaker emblem and the trim. So anyway, now we got a radiator grip I'll have to look into, and we just got a bunch of dirt and crap we got to clean up, and we can get to the heater hoses easy now. Might want to go ahead and do them, but we're getting there. Alright folks, moving right along. Got a lot of it welded in. I got one more place right here to cut out, and or make a new piece for and then cut out. I've got my hole there for my body mount. Once I get everything in, I'll put it in, tighten it down, and a little more welding back here and a little bit more clear at the front and down this side, but won't take too long. Not impressed at all with these floorboards, or with this floorboard, so this is just a cheap one. I would never buy one of them. I think the next one, the other side, will go a whole lot better. It should work out good. I got to cut out for the heater, and we'll replace it all, probably all in just one piece, and one full big piece, and I think that one will work out really nice. And then we just got some patchwork to do, and we'll be knocked out on this floor. It should take a couple more days, and we're going to get that fender straightened out and on tomorrow, hopefully, and maybe get this thing to where we can take a decent drive. We're going to run the exhaust on back, and I've got two Flowmasters right here. Alright, we got two Flowmasters here. I don't know if they're takeoffs or cut-offs. Somebody took them off something, but they don't look like they've been, they look like they've been started up. They may have been, but the paint's not off of them, so we're going to put these on it, and should be able to get things rolling along pretty good. I don't know if I showed everybody the trunk, but it's got a bunch of mess in here, but you know, there's no rust in the trunk whatsoever, so we don't have any work to do back here, thank goodness. Well, I guess we do under the lip there. That's it. The inside of the trunk is in pretty good shape, so minimal work anyway, and you know, stuff like that's not bad at all to do. We can knock that out. And like I said, we're just putting together the driver anyway, so it's not that big of an issue. Both rockers are going to have to be completely redone, and that fender that we're putting on, it's about perfect. We got a few little places on the insides we've got to patch, but nothing that's, you know, a problem or major. And we got to see if we can get the speedometer working. Show you a couple things here. Well, one thing is the VIN number tag. As you can see, it says Studebaker Packard Corporation. And then this pure letter sticker. Mileage was 54,884 when that sticker, when that oil was changed. I don't know how old this sticker is, but it's showing 58,566 now. So about 4,000 miles after. 3,000 miles after. Yeah, and this one here, it's got a date, but I can't tell what it is. That's Gulf Pride. So these are old stickers. But anyway, I think it's going to turn out really well. Be nice to have some floors, that's for sure. Kind of not a good thing driving down the road without floors. So alright, and I think what we're going to do, I've got another building that we're going to clean out and go ahead and put the sewing machine in, and I think I'm just going to jump on this upholstery myself. And I'm not a upholsterer or anything like that, but we're going to do the best job we can do and see if we can knock that out too. So we'll see how it works out. And anyway, I'll show you more on this. We'll keep moving on it, and appreciate everybody watching. Until next time, bye. gathered here today to rest in peace Stud 1 and Stud 2, the mice that love the Studebaker. Hey, Noah, the funeral's over, buddy.
Stop.